Hey, Chandler Bolt here, and in this video I want to talk to you about a concept called Parkinson's Law and how to use Parkinson's Law to get more done. So Parkinson's Law states that an object will swell in proportion to the amount of time, money, space, or energy that you give it. So really think about this is Parkinson's Law is why you waited to the last minute to cram for that test, why you waited to the last minute to write that paper. It's also why, statistically speaking, Americans spend 3% more than they earn. And when they get a raise, they just raise their level of spending, right? So Parkinson's Law says that, hey, this thing, whatever this thing is, your money, your budget, your time, it's gonna swell to fill the container that it's put in. So what I would propose for you is that this is a really powerful concept that you can use to get more done, because it's all about the container that you're giving the things in your life. So first things first, what are the force constraints that you have in your life that you're using? So a couple examples for me personally. Number one is these videos. So I record these videos and I batch them, and I'll do them in a day or two at a time. Now, as a result of that, I'm able to get 10, 15, 20, even 30 videos done a day by batching them. Now, if I would have done this over a long period of time, I wouldn't have got these done as effectively and efficiently as I'm doing right now, right? I would have spread this out. It would take probably an hour per video, 2 hours, 3 hours. So now I'm spending a whole lot more time to get to the same end result. Another example is the first time that I wrote a book. So my brother and I, we said, hey, we've got so much going on in our lives. We can't have this book that's going on for months and years. We need to use Parkinson's Law, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna get the full rough draft done in a single week. So that's what we did. We used a forced time constraint. And now all of a sudden, force constraints, they get your brain working. And to creatively solve this problem, to how you can get this done more effectively, that's what we did. Another force constraint that I use is with my presentations. So I give a lot of talks, travel around the country speaking on how to write and publish a book. Well, what I do is I batch and kind of wait until the last minute to finish that presentation, and this serves two purposes. Not only does it take less time to create that presentation, and oh, by the way, the presentation's better because a lot of times I do my best work in that crunch time. And here's a kind of a tip within a tip. If it's ever something that you do not like doing, make sure that you use Parkinson's Law. Because for me personally, creating PowerPoints is not something I get fired up about. If I were to do that early and plan ahead, I would do it over the course of days, and it's gonna take forever. Whereas if I give myself 2 hours to do it right before the talk, not only am I gonna get that thing done in a shorter period of time, but also guess what? Well, now because I've done just-in-time production of that talk, I don't have to rehearse again before the talk because I just did it before the talk. So now I'm able to take these two ancillary activities of rehearsal and creation and smash those into one, and I'm able to get more done because of that. And now the very last example, and hopefully I'm giving you all these examples so you can see, hey, practically, what are things like this that you can do in your life, right? So the very last example is using meetings or force functions. So I have daily huddles with my team at 8 a.m. Pacific. So it's a 10-minute stand-up, and then I go about my day. Well, that means now all of a sudden Parkinson's Law says that my morning routine has to end by 8 a.m. Every single day. So now instead of that being something that fluxes, maybe out to 8:30 or 9, or maybe I can wake up later, all that, I'm using Parkinson's Law to make sure that I wake up at the same time and that my morning routine finishes at the same time. Now, I've got a different video on morning routines. If you're struggling with a morning routine, or even if you're someone that thinks morning routines are dumb, I would recommend that you watch that video, and that'll kind of break down that process. But that's a force function, right? And then if I have maybe a meeting at 1 p.m., now all of a sudden I will schedule a task in my calendar that I have to get done before then. Right? So now all of a sudden I'm doing that quickly because I need to get it done before the meeting instead of letting that stretch to go all day. So that's Parkinson's Law. What I would challenge you to think about is how can you use Parkinson's Law or kind of force functions and restraints to get more done in your life so that you're not wasting time on things that either you don't like doing, or you're not spending extra and unnecessary time spreading things out over a longer period of time. One last final tip. So deadlines are made up things that either the external world says that need to happen on that timeline, or that you can use this for yourself. Now, this is something I use really effectively inside self-publishing school, and when I'm working with other people, is I set a deadline that I know is gonna be a force constraint, and we will meet that deadline, right? So many people, they just let that deadline be pushed out 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, and it's gonna take 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But if you say, hey, we gotta get it done in 2 weeks, then now all of a sudden it's gonna get done in 2 weeks, and your company or your thing that you're moving forward is gonna go way, way faster. So again, I challenge you, think through this question. Say, hey, where can I use Parkinson's Law to have force constraints in my life to get more done? I challenge you to use this in your life. Comment below this video, let me know what you think, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. See ya.